Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and this is an important update video because right now the price of Bitcoin is getting extremely close to completing this massive head and shoulders pattern. And this is happening while this new signal is flashing right now, which has previously flashed just before all of these massive crashes in the price of Bitcoin that we've seen over the last 1 year. So I'll be talking about all of that and so much more later in the video, so make sure you stick around to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, this bullish divergence on the daily Bitcoin chart is actually beginning to potentially wear off. Because if you're looking at the ascending line of support in the daily Bitcoin RSI, right now, the daily Bitcoin RSI is actually retesting this ascending line of support and struggling to break into the top half of the RSI indicator, which would actually show strength. But with the daily RSI struggling to break above 50, once again, that doesn't really show a lot of strength right here. And generally speaking, when we see the RSI break back below this ascending line of support, that usually means the bullish divergence is over. And so just based on what we're seeing at the moment in the daily Bitcoin RSI, as of right now, it does look like this bullish divergence is potentially beginning to wear off, which means it's possible we could soon see a return in the bearish momentum, because in case you're new to this channel, a bullish divergence basically means that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, exactly like what we've seen over the last 1 to 1.5 weeks. But obviously, as you can see here, at the time of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still finding a lot of support at this range of support coming into play in between 18,500 and 19,000. And so at least as of right now, it's not like the price of Bitcoin has actually confirmed the next leg to the downside, because we have not yet confirmed a break below this horizontal range of support. But with that being said, if you're looking at the US stock market, this is the NASDAQ 100 index. This has actually already broken below the June low. It's already broken below its horizontal range of supports. And the same can also be said about the S&P 500 index, which I covered a few days ago on this channel. And once again, in case you're new to all of this, generally speaking, the stock market and the crypto market are very correlated, which means if we see a lot of bearish price action in the stock market, we're very likely going to see bearish price action in the crypto markets. And so if we're already seeing the NASDAQ 100 index break below the June low, and the same once again for the S&P 500 index, then this could potentially be acting as a leading indicator for what could potentially be about to happen to the price of Bitcoin. But considering the fact that as of right now, we've only seen one daily candle close below the June low, tomorrow's stock market open will be very important, because for example, when the US stock market opens back up again, if we fail to see a quick bounce in the stock market and instead we continue dumping into new lows, then that would significantly increase the probability of the price of Bitcoin breaking below this horizontal range of support. And so basically, in order for the price of Bitcoin to remain above this range of support and see more of a significant bounce from this range of support, we would likely need to see a miracle bounce in the stock market when it opens back up again. But anyway, going back to the daily Bitcoin charts, because right here we have a possible head and shoulders pattern, which I did actually cover a little while ago in a previous video on this channel, because as you can see right here, we already have the left shoulder, whether you're counting both of these peaks or just one of these peaks as the left shoulder. And then of course we have the head and the right shoulder already formed. And so all we need to see in order to complete this head and shoulders pattern is for the price of Bitcoin to come back down towards this neckline and actually confirm a break below the neckline in order to activate the technical price target to the downside. And in case you're wondering, this neckline is sitting at around 18.3k to 18.4k approximately. And so basically, if you start seeing the price of Bitcoin confirm a break below around 18 to 18,500, which once again is where that horizontal range of support is coming into play that I've been covering for a while now on this channel, then in that scenario, that would be a strong signal telling us that we're potentially just beginning the next leg to the downside. But I want to make it clear that as of right now, that scenario has not been confirmed, at least not yet, because obviously we have not confirmed a break below this support, at least as of right now. But even though this bearish scenario is not a 100% guarantee, because it is a real possibility, we need to be at least mentally prepared with a possible price target to the downside in case we do end up seeing a break below this support. And as for a possible price target to the downside, just measuring out a technical price target for the head and shoulders pattern, if the price of Bitcoin confirms a break below 18,000, then I'll be looking down towards around $14,000 per Bitcoin as a technical price target based on this head and shoulders pattern. Now, once again, again, I want to make it clear that as of right now, that price target is not in play. It is not an active price target. But if we do end up seeing the price of Bitcoin confirm a break below around 18,000, then I'll be looking down towards around 14,000 as a possible technical price target based on this pattern. And staying on the daily time frame, but just zooming out a little bit further, looking at the same Bollinger Bands indicator that I've been talking about over the last couple of days, because as I've mentioned over the last couple of days, right now both Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I'll talk about later in the video, are entering into the tightest consolidation range that we've seen in quite a while. And if you're looking at the Bollinger Bands width indicator at the bottom of your screen, you can see that right now it's at extremely low levels, which means the width of the Bollinger Bands is extremely small. And if you're simply looking at all of these previous times on the daily Bitcoin charts where we saw a similar size squeeze in the Bollinger Bands indicator based on the Bollinger Bands width indicator, pretty much all of these previous squeezes in the one-day Bitcoin Bollinger Bands indicator resulted in another crash in the price of Bitcoin coming not long after. In fact, if you're measuring the amount of time between the squeeze and the next crash beginning, if you're looking at this first example, that was around 1 week after the squeeze, we saw the beginning of the next crash. And then if you're looking at the second example, the squeeze formation happened around 1 week before the next crash in the price of Bitcoin. And then looking in this third example, the squeeze in the Bollinger Bands indicator initially began around 2 weeks before the next crash in the price of Bitcoin. And then looking in the next example, the squeeze in the Bollinger Bands indicator happened only just a few days, around 2 to 3 days before the next crash in the price of Bitcoin. And once again, right now we're entering into a squeeze formation in the daily Bitcoin Bollinger Bands. And so historically, what we've seen over the last 1 year or so on this time frame for Bitcoin is usually a time frame of around 1 week on average between the squeeze in the Bollinger Bands indicator beginning and the next crash or the next volatile move in the price of Bitcoin. And now I want to make it clear that the Bollinger Bands indicator itself does not actually tell us we're going to see a crash. It just tells us we're going to see an extremely volatile move, potentially within around a week from now. And so technically speaking, there is a possibility that that extremely volatile move could be a volatile move back to the upside. But for that, ideally, we would see some more confluence, such as a bounce in the stock market when it opens back up again. Or for example, if the price of Bitcoin starts breaking above some key levels of resistance, such as this previous high at around 22,500 approximately, then those would be some potential bullish confirmation signals confirming more of a bullish scenario. But as of right now, technically speaking, we're still within this active bearish trend. The trend has not reversed, at least as of right now. And once again, as we edge closer to the next extremely volatile move in the price of Bitcoin, according to the Bollinger Bands indicator, I'll keep you updated every day in these videos on this channel and in real time over on my Twitter as well. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, and not much has happened over the last 1 day on this chart right here, so I'll keep this really quick. Basically, right now, if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin price oscillators, at the moment, they're actually showing a little bit more short-term bearish momentum compared to what they were showing yesterday. But with that being said, the bearish momentum on this 4-hour time frame is very small. So we're seeing almost no bearish momentum. It's just very, very slight bearish momentum in the short term. And so for the most part, one of the most likely scenarios in the immediate short term for the price of Bitcoin, as in perhaps the next 1 to 2 days or so, could still be a little bit more choppy sideways price action in the immediate short term for the price of Bitcoin. But once again, as we head into the new week, the US stock market will open back up again, and that could bring about more volatility. And the immediate levels of support and resistance in the short term for Bitcoin have not changed since yesterday. So if you're new to this channel and you want to know what all of these important price levels are for Bitcoin, then check out my last video, the video that I posted yesterday on this channel. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily Ethereum chart. And right now we're seeing a small rejection from this horizontal line of resistance on the daily time frame, which is sitting at around 1340 approximately. And obviously this has been acting as resistance for over a week if you're looking at the daily candle closes. And like I said towards the beginning of this video for Bitcoin, we're potentially regaining some bearish momentum for Ethereum as well on the daily time frame right now, because if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators at the moment, they're actually looking quite weak. As of right now, the bullish momentum, if you're looking at the histogram within the MACD indicator, is looking extremely flat. It's showing almost no strength to the upside, at least as of right now. And so these indicators could potentially be pointing towards the exit from this short-term pause within the bearish trend, which essentially means we could soon resume the bearish trend after that 1 week pause that we had within the bearish trend. And in that case, I'll be looking towards support at around 1.2k for the price of ETH, looking at the golden pocket level of support, of course. And now taking a look at the 12-hour Ethereum chart, looking at the Bollinger Bands indicator, right now we're seeing an extreme squeeze in the 12-hour Ethereum Bollinger Bands, because if you're looking at the Bollinger Band width indicator for this time frame, this is the tightest squeeze in the Bollinger Bands that we've seen since April this year. And I actually went into much more detail on this chart right here in my last video on this channel, and not much has happened on this chart since that video. So if you're new to this channel and you want to know more about this chart right here for the price of ETH, then check out my last video, the video that I posted yesterday on this channel. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Ethereum chart, and right now we're still in this choppy sideways price range, although in the immediate short term, we're beginning to see a little bit more bearish momentum just in the short term. Although, like I said for the 4-hour Bitcoin chart earlier in the video, this bearish momentum as of right now compared to in the past is still very weak. And so the most likely scenario in the immediate short term for the price of ETH, as in perhaps over the next 1 day or so, could still be some more choppy sideways price action. And for that, I'll be looking towards the support and resistance levels, which have not changed since yesterday once again. So if you want to know what all of these important support and resistance levels are for the price of ETH, then check out my last video once again. And if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going down, up, or chopping around sideways like it is at the moment, then check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. Because the video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways like it is at the moment. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.